Warning, this podcast contains strong, offensive and misogynistic language that some listeners may find offensive. The name's Vert. Percival Reginald Vert, and I run the P. Vert Detective Agency. The year is 2055 and the police have been defunded, so if you need a police investigation, the cops will charge you 1,000 big ones a day. Because of this, the government introduced the PI Act, where the private investigators can undercut the police so justice can become affordable. These are my case files.
Mr. Vert?
Yeah?
I'd like you to answer a few questions for me.
And, what kind of questions would those be?
Well, I'd like to understand some of your crime reports.
Well, what is there not to understand about them?
Well, the lack of detail.
What do you mean, a lack of detail? It's there, isn't it?
Right, well, I shall give you an example. A man came to me and asked me to find his girlfriend. I found her. The end.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't go into how you found her and what was the reason for her disappearance.
Well, at the end of the day, I found her. That's all that needed to be reported.
Yes, but the whole point of doing these written reports is if it has to go to court, and so we can actually find out the full investigation.
Yeah, well, it's done, isn't it? I got my money, they got their satisfaction. End of discussion.
Okay, well, here's another example. A gated community hired me to find out who was breaking into their back gardens and sniffing the ladies' underwear. I caught him. It was the superintendent. The end. Yet again, lacking in the evidence, how did you come to the conclusion it was the superintendent? How did you follow the chain of evidence to make your arrest?
Well, he did it. I caught him red-handed for a start.
Yes, so why did you not include that you caught him red-handed?
Because I was busy on another case, I just quickly filled out the form.
Right, well that yet again is not an acceptable way of doing things.
As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Auditor, it doesn't say anything about this in the guidebook.
In the guidebook?
Yes, in the guidebook. Yes, in the guidebook. Here, have a look.
That is Private Detectives for Dummies. It is a very simplified way of doing what is required, and it even states on the back that this is not the legitimate version. It is a child's book. It is not the full version. Its only purpose is there to get people into the profession. Further reading is required, Mr. Vert.
Right, well, I tell you what, how about you send me an email with a list of books and I shall get someone to read them for me and give me the synopsis.
That is not good enough. You must read these books yourself, and I think we may have to test you on this.
Oh, come on. Come on. A man's gotta earn a living, hey?
Yes, but there is a right way and a wrong way about doing things, and you are going about things in the completely wrong way. Say, what is that noise?
What noise?
I can hear a load of animals just scratching and barking.
Are you sure?
Yes! You must be very deaf if you're not able to hear that. It feels like it's coming from the other room.
No. That's next door. They run a little animal sanctuary.
An animal sanctuary in a tower block?
Yeah, you know what it's like. Lots of crime these days.
Are you trying to be funny?
No. I'm not trying to be funny. It is a crime. I mean, the rent on this place is astronomical for the facilities that we enjoy here.
And what facilities are they?
Exactly. Exactly my point, and I should be writing a letter to the building superintendent about that.
Anyway, we have gone off topic. So, there have been a number of complaints about your conduct.
Really? And what complaints are they?
You turned up to a burglary with a hooker on each arm.
No. There you weren't hookers.
They were wearing nothing but thongs and titty tassels.
Hey, ladies like to walk around expressing themselves in this day and age. They have been doing that since they've been doing that since the early 2020s.
Really? Well, why is it they were handing out business cards?
They were handing out business cards?
Yes, the Pink Beaver on parade being one of them. The lady who complained was mightily disgusted.
Hey, they're just friends of mine. We weren't doing anything sordid.
But even though it is a very inappropriate thing for you to do, turning up to a crime scene with hookers.
Hey, they weren't being hookers at that point.
They were touting for business.
Hey, I tout for business wherever I go. I've got a handful of business cards on me at all times. Why is it right for me and wrong for them?
Because prostitution is illegal, that is why, Mr. Vert.
Well, perhaps if the police did their job.
The police have been defunded. They do not have time to deal with minor crimes.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, how can loving ladies be a crime?
They are not just ladies, but they are seen as objects in the eyes of the law.
That's very misogynistic of you.
But that is beside the point. It is unacceptable for you to turn up with hookers at a crime scene.
Okay. Well, what other examples of my bad behaviour have been reported?
Well, there was a time that you decided to have a fight with one of the clients.
He refused to pay me.
So you thought it was acceptable to go to your car, open the trunk, and pull out a baseball bat and kneecap him in front of everyone.
Hey, I had to set an example. You pay what you owe.
Yet again, that is highly illegal and is definitely not an acceptable thing to do.
So, what would you suggest I do, since there's no one to enforce minor laws such as paying people these days? How am I supposed to get paid?
You go through the proper channels.
And nothing will get done. When was the last time you've actually had to hire a bailiff to go and do the job that you could do yourself?
Bailiffs are there to collect money.
They charge me more than what the actual debt is worth, so it's pointless. Anyways, is there any other complaints?
Yes, there is another one. In fact, there is a very long string of complaints, and we have to investigate every single one of them.
Okay, well, what is the next complaint?
Taking a shit on your friend's doorstep.
What friend is that?
Richard Head. He has put in multiple complaints about you. The recent one is you defecated on his doorstep.
Hey, that was a joke.
I don't find jokes like that funny.
But I do. I know a few other people did. In fact, if you check the social media, I've had 50,000 likes on that one.
Yes, and how many dislikes have you had?
100,000.
So you've been completely ratioed.
Well, 50,000 is better than none, I have to say.
Yes, 50,000 people that are just as immature and selfish and misogynistic and narcissistic as yourself.
Hey, are you trying to upset me? Could I get you done for offending me?
No.
Oh, come on, how about I write a complaint about you?
That will not work. They will check the one complaint against me from you is auditing you versus this whole string of offences.
So, what's gonna happen?
I haven't decided yet.
What do you mean you haven't decided yet? I'm gonna lose my license if you rule against me.
You don't have to lose your license, but it's not looking very good.
Okay. What's it take then?
I don't know what you mean.
Well,
are you trying to bribe me?
yes, I'm trying to bribe you.
That is highly illegal and immoral.
Yes, but that's 50,000 big ones there.
What complaints?
Exactly. What complaints? How about you take the money and get the fuck out of here?
I shall see you next year.
Next year?
Yeah, you're on the audit list from now on, which means we have to give you a yearly review for the next 5 years.
Okay. So, where does that leave me?
50 grand lighter every year from now on. And beware, if you annoy me further, the rate goes up, just to keep your license going.
So how about I go about reporting you to someone?
And who's going to do anything about it, as you said yourself, Mr. Vert? The police have been defunded and they have better things to do.
Thank you for listening to Gumshoe. Percival Vert will be back with another case file next week. If you enjoyed today's content, why not check out our other fictional podcast, a tribute to men that hate their jobs. This podcast is about a man that is trapped in a job he hates because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We also have 30 Years Since, which is a sci-fi podcast set in a post-alien invasion Earth. Both links are in the description below. Musterxmedia also has a YouTube channel called The X Review, where Paul reviews and reacts to a different music video each and every day. The link is also in the description below. Don't forget to follow Musterxmedia on Facebook, Gab, Twitter and Parler. Once again, the links are in the description below. Thank you and we shall catch you soon.